Hi, my name is Christine. I'm doing the video response post for PE 570. So to look at the chapter content and relate that information to an athletic team, department, or physical education classroom. Currently, I'm not coaching an athletic team or part of the athletic department instructing a physical education class. So what I chose to do was to research the scheduling of a high school sports program and looked at the CIF Southern section to see if those scheduling and contest rules, if that school is in compliance. So the first question says, where is your school in compliance with these administrative tasks? How do you know? So taking a look at the scheduling, it was cross-country schedule at Diamond Bar High School. The Southern section sports calendar has the contest date of August 30th, and the Diamond Bar School program has the contest date September 1st. So that was within their season. They do maintain compliance because that date of their first contest is after that first contest date. It is not before. Again, with the CIF calendar noting the number of contests is 14. I took a look at that sports program of cross country, and they are in compliance because they do not exceed that number of contests. They have less than 14 contests. Okay, and looking at the transportation notes, it was for the meet and invitational transportation considerations. Their rules for that school mandate student athletes ride the bus to and from league meets. So if there's an additional consideration for transportation, a parent can pick up the student from a league meet. They have to submit a request to the athletic director at least 24 hours before the race. So this was published on that website in Diamond Bar High School for that sports program of cross country. Looking at the last contest date for CIF Southern section, it's November 2nd is their last contest date. And comparing that date into the season schedule of the school, it says their final league meet is November 1st. So they make that marker and they maintain compliance. The final question is, where your school is out of compliance with these administrative tasks. What steps can you take to resolve these issues? So things that they perhaps were not in compliance, they may have fallen out of compliance, is the sports program calendar having a preseason schedule. But the CIF calendar notes that practice start date is not applicable, so it probably varies, and they leave that open for schools to determine. And so they could be in compliance. However, the CIF Southern section boys and girls cross country preview for 2018 and 2019, they define scrimmage. So they have the number of scrimmages is 2, and it's 2 scrimmages that are allowed prior to the league and non-league contest date. So for their preseason schedule, they did have 3, so they may not be in compliance due to the number of scrimmages. However, the question would be if these scheduled events during the preseason part of that sport qualifies as a scrimmage. So for that question, it asks, what steps can you take to resolve these issues? So for that coach and for the athletic director, the steps to resolve the issue would be to communicate. Coaches would need to communicate with the athletic director, and then also the athletic director would have to contact the CIF Southern Section Association to determine whether which one or more of those 3 preseason events were considered a scrimmage, because that was a consideration. They may have been out of compliance in that scheduling component.